Video games are amazing. In just over 40 years, we've gone from the two-dimensional excitement of Pong to fully realized 3D universes of ever-expanding content with millions of players connected throughout the world simultaneously. They're a technical marvel of human innovation, and modern incarnations of them combine nearly every art form into a singular medium. That being said, there have been a few questionable titles over the years. Still, that doesn't take away from the amount of amazing adventures one can have. Traveling through time in Hyrule, landing the perfect Hadouken, or the all-powerful feeling of the shotgun. They're all treasured memories that will imprint their pixels into your brain long after the Earth has been reduced to a Mad Max hellscape. Along the way, they've been blamed for everything from school shootings to pedophilia, while most peer-reviewed scientific studies consistently debunk the myth that they make kids more violent or destabilize society. Yes, video games are awesome, and nothing, dear viewer, no nothing can ever change that. People, on the other hand... If you don't recognize this happy little sprite, odds are that you're either older than the dirt you sleep in, or blissfully tapped out of internet culture. In which case, please tell us your secret. This is the world's most famous YouTuber, PewDiePie. While today YouTube's most subscribed channels are a combination of gamers, musicians, and athletes, it used to be mostly gamers who rose to the top of the cream. A combination of the rabid fan bases with extremely long content uploading and low amount of copyright pushback allowed gamers to dominate the top spots in the YouTube subscriber charts. And the whitest cream of all is undoubtedly PewDiePie. Currently sitting at 76 million subscribers, PewDiePie has more followers than there are people in the United Kingdom. Or 2 Canadas. He's a controversial figure who is recently the centerpiece of a meme war as his top spot on the platform is being threatened by an Indian music label named T-Series. Naturally, he's fighting back in the most nuanced way possible.
I'm a blue-eyed white dragon while you're just dark magician. You got a fifth of the population in your nation, but I got 90 rolls of worlds to hold your defecation. Oops, multipatlo, what the fuck is that even supposed to mean?
He's pulled together an odd coalition of the willing during his Kampf. Suddenly, Dave Rubin, Ben Shapiro, and even Jordan Peterson were promoting the Subscribe to PewDiePie campaign.
Oh, hey Jordan, what are you doing right now?
I'm subscribing to PewDiePie.
Why exactly were so many members of the intellectual dark web rushing to support this Swedish gaming superstar?
So PewDiePie asked me to review some memes. Memes are this thing where people put funny stuff on my phone. Here is one of these memes. Pentagon, and then it says hexagon, and then octagon, and then Obama is gone. And a picture. Oh, this one is a good one.
We mentioned before that many members of the intellectual dark web are united by a dislike of third-wave feminism and social justice LARPing.
Hand injuries, they rarely complain about such things.
Greater even than that, however, is extolling the virtues of unadulterated free speech, which is of course why Jordan Peterson has sued Wilfrid Laurier University twice in a row, demanding an immediate redaction of statements made against him, and also demanding that those statements be purged from the internet forever. Back to everyone's favorite Kuchen. PewDiePie is no stranger to controversy himself. Back in 2017, he paid 2 men to hold up a sign that said "Death to all Jews." Then followed it up by paying another man to dress as Jesus and state that Hitler did nothing wrong.
Hitler did nothing wrong.
These pranks for the lulz resulted in Disney severing the television show they had in development with him, and he also lost his YouTube Red contract. He was never banned from the platform, but many decried that he had been the victim of censorship for simply trying to make a few jokes. Then he was caught calling someone the N-word while live streaming and was forced to issue yet another apology.
What a fucking nick. Jeez, oh my god, what the f.
And it's not that I think I can say or do whatever I want and get away with it. That's not it at all. I'm just an idiot.
Then he was caught doing it again. Fast forward to today, where the intellectual dark web is pushing the Subscribe to PewDiePie campaign, and yet another event occurred.
Yes, he does have Nazi references in them, and I see them now, but unless you pay close attention, and unless you're well familiar with Nazi trivia, or whatever you want to call it, these references will go past you. The irony here is that I'm supposed to be the Nazi, but I don't know any of these goddamn references.
This time, in an attempt to support smaller channels, he gave a shout out to an alt-right sympathizer.
Oopsie doopsie.
He asked his fans to subscribe to a channel named E:R, which, amongst other things, used ethnic slurs against African Americans and was riddled with red pill content.
Will you marry me? What?
What are you, f***ing gay?
Of course.
Oopsie doopsie.
It's easy to dismiss PewDiePie's foibles as simply the result of being the Mr. Magoo of racism, constantly stumbling into incidents that could either be passed off as crude jokes or hard N-bombs. Yeah, it looks bad. And throughout all of this, PewDiePie has been an outspoken critic of the mainstream media, echoing many of the sentiments expressed by his new intellectual dark family. He's come to represent a larger culture clash over YouTube itself, and the fandom goes both ways. On Twitter, PewDiePie follows Paul Joseph Watson, Lauren Southern, and even Stefan Molyneux.
I go to Poland. What is it, 99% white? I don't need any security. The streets are incredibly clean. Crime is almost non-existent. Nobody gets called a racist.
So while Pew's new friends want to support him because of free speech and absolutely nothing to do with his co-endorsement of their general beliefs, we should at this point get to the crux of this documentary. What's wrong with racism as a joke? On the issue of comedy, we agree with the intellectual dark web. You should be able to say whatever you want. Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence, however, and if your punchline is that it's funny when people poorer than you say Hitler was right, you should expect an appropriate backlash from that. For brilliant comedians such as George Carlin or Richard Pryor, saying offensive things wasn't simply for shock value. They were using their talent to bring light to real issues of censorship and systemic racism.
That's a word that's used to describe our own wretchedness. And we perpetuate it now because it's dead.
Juxtapose PewDiePie's poor form with that of comedian Nathan Fielder. He pulled a similar stunt in his brilliant TV series Nathan For You. In the episode Daddy's Watching / Party Planner, Nathan devises a powerful motivation technique. He would take a photo of himself doing something horrifically embarrassing and have the picture be forcibly mailed to someone he knows if he fails to meet a goal. Several other people try the same technique as a motivation, and it does get his guests to lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks. These self-inflicted blackmails backfire on Tracy, however, whose embarrassing photo happens to be an anti-Semitic slur, which is to be delivered to her Jewish boss at a law firm. The results are as you'd expect.
Wow. I see what you mean. Okay. Well, let me say this. To submit something like this to a Jewish member of the firm, a long-standing member here for 35 years, is very hard for me to think kindly of you or to give you the benefit of the doubt.
The difference here is that the anti-Semitic photo was Tracy's idea and not Nathan's. And he used the opportunity to turn the logic of the entire situation on its head.
Anyone that did hate Jews wouldn't care about that photo being sent out.
So you're saying these are not your sentiments?
Sir, clearly, I'm letting you know I do not hate Jews.
Okay.
And I'm sorry if I came under
weight.
the wrong pretenses to you.
If it's for weight loss and she explained it clearly like she did a few minutes ago, then I would accept it. It's a motivator.
The biggest problem from 4chan culture and PewDiePie's hiding behind the veil of satire is that it maintains plausible deniability. Members of the alt-right movement are keenly aware of this. When the owner of the E:R channel was asked on Gab, what is the best way to red pill people on the Jewish question, the owner responded, pretending to joke about it until the punchline really lands.
Hey, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want more of our stuff, you can click down here, hit the like button. You can click down here, hit the subscribe button, and continue watching. Thanks.
And you can leave hate comments too. I mean, the internet loves hate comments.
Please don't do that.
Start a flame war. Who knows? The power is yours. Welcome to the internet.
Oh, God help us all.